like and subscribe for more new content. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. We've got another off-season war today. Starting off in part 2 for section 1 with this Human Torch. So Strike Counter Fury and Power Struggle. Decided to just go in with Quake. Don't have to worry about either of those nodes because I won't be getting hit. So yeah, pretty simple fight. And Quake just does it super quickly. So you can see this Human Torch going down very fast. So next up, had this thing. Again with Strike Counter Fury, but also Brute Force and Power Focus 1. So I can't actually use Quake for this fight, so I just went in with Guillotine. Not too bad considering I will probably be using Guillotine later on anyway, so it's good to get her ramped up, and I think it's a pretty easy fight to use to get Guillotine ramped up. So I was gonna manage the charges at first, but then I thought, well, there's really no point, because I do want to get to that SB3, and in order to manage those charges I'd have to be throwing specials. So yeah, obviously he's going to be doing extra damage, but I won't be getting hit, and just through the block I'll be parrying, so should be fine. Biggest worry here was just Brute Force. I was trying to time that well alongside his rock stacks. So yeah, a lot of them I was just timing like it was very close, and then at times because of Power Focus 1, it was just messing up his cycle of when he was throwing specials. So a lot of the time he was just constantly throwing specials, and then by the time I got up to 15 rock stacks, he didn't have enough power, so I'd have to actually hit into his block just to build it up, like right here. And at the same time, I got to like do that really quickly, so he'll throw that off before Brute Force comes off. And obviously Brute Force went off here, and he decided to just be passive for a bit. So I took a chunk of damage from that Brute Force, absolutely nuts. But yeah, oh well. During the season wouldn't be too much of a worry, just have to use more pots, which kind of sucks, but yeah, more it's more of a challenge in off season, trying not to use pots and then going in with low health. So yeah, at this point he was going down. I just wanted to get him down below 10%, and yeah, 6% I just threw off the SB3, and I banked my combo. So then later on I came back and had this Mole Man on EMP modification being the main worry here, but I just went with Doom just because he's shock immune, so don't have to worry about that. The EMP modification and the fact that Mole Man can mess you up at times. So yeah, at some point I did mess up, I think, and it wasn't, yeah, just because I think he purified and then I went in, yeah, so right there. But it actually wasn't, it's kind of helpful in a way, just because he got me to my SB3 quicker, and he didn't throw off his special, so it actually allowed me to do the fight quicker. So I got up to the SB3, I threw that off. Great thing about Doom's SB3 is that the stun at the end is a passive stun, so I don't have to worry about Mole Man purifying it. Great. yeah, I can do the normal rotation, throw off the SB2 with 1 Fury. That did trigger Protect, but the damage was sufficient enough to take him out. So next up, for section 2, I had path 1. Starting with this Hyperion. Obviously Hyperion is just easy Doom food. Just because I can basically steal most of his power gain buffs for myself. I made the biggest mistake there. So normally when I'm close to an SB2 and they're like above a bar of power or whatever, I normally rush in and I throw the SB1 at the same time. But obviously here, apparently he threw it earlier. I don't know. It's a bit weird, but either way, it doesn't matter. Took a chunk of damage just from that Incinerate. It was nuts. I didn't think I would take that much damage, but oh well. It is what it is. Only issue was that I was going to use Doom later on, but I actually I didn't end up using him either way, so it was just fine. So yeah, aside from that stupid mistake of being absolutely demolished by the SP1, everything went well. So next up was Korg. Now normally I'd just take this fight with Doom just because I'd love using Doom against Korg. It does it really quickly. So Buffet and Lionheart, I checked beforehand to see if this guy had Suicides on, because if you have Suicides on and you have the poison, it actually alongside with healing, the poison reduces the healing, so it actually triggers Lionheart, which causes you to degen at the start and take a massive chunk. But yeah, I just went in with Quake, and I'm glad I can speed this fight up. I wish I could do that while I was taking the fight. It was so long and boring, like the damage, because I'm not boosting either. It's just absolutely nuts. I honestly thought at some point I'm just gonna like mess up, like just because my fingers were getting tired. I was sweating. It was the weather was quite hot during the time when I did this. So. But yeah, if this was during the season, I might have not necessarily died, but I definitely would have messed up just because the pressure's a bit more. Obviously, nothing's certain, but I'm just taking a wild guess. But yeah, even though I speeded this fight up, look at how long it took. So feel free to just skip ahead. There's nothing special that really happens. Just basic Korg fight. And yeah, he finally goes down. Hooray. So next up, I had this Dragon Man with Hazard Shift, Incinerate, Poison, and Stun Immunity. So I went in with Quake. Now, this is the second time I'm taking this fight, and the key here is right at the start. What you want to do is you want to try and get them to almost close to 1 bar of power, dash back, get some distance, and then they'll charge in and then throw their SP1, right? And your stun timer has already started for them, so basically the concussion is going to be up when the power gain comes up, and you also have the ineptitude on you. And basically, in combination, what that does is when the power gain goes to trigger, it doesn't trigger. And so basically the rest of the fight is just simple stun immune quaking Dragon Man. So as long as you're down with his animations and you can quake without having to stun them, then it's such an easy fight. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and speed up the rest of the fight just because there's nothing special for the rest of it. But just at the start, you got to make sure you do what I told you, and yeah, it's a free win from there. So yeah, Dragon Man gets absolutely demolished. Such an easy fight. It's well, it's not normally an easy fight, but Quake just makes it that easy. So finally, this Apocalypse, I should have waited for Aspect of Evolution to go down first, but I just wanted to sleep and I wanted to get in some practice and see how well I can do against an Apocalypse boss. I did throw on a regen boost just because I had one in Overflow from the other day. I think it was like 2-3 days ago. They were in the loyalty store and I bought one too many. So yeah, I don't recommend doing this. Definitely don't do this during the season. The damage is nuts. Aspect of Evolution, like especially against the Apoco, you're going to be taking a fair bit of block damage. So yeah, I did my best, but eventually the block damage did get to me, and I was just stuck in a corner. I know where to run, but yeah, it is what it is. I am getting more and more confident with every fight in fully dexing his SP2. Not fully dexing it, but like dexing the 3 balls or beams, and then just with enough distance, you don't have to worry about the first 2 hits or the last 3 hits where it does the jumping, flying ninja kick thingy. And yeah. So the damage is decent, but it's obviously, yeah, it was just, I didn't realise I was getting back into a corner, and from here things started going a bit haywire. Look at that damage through the block. Gilly starts healing, but it's all literally mitigated from him just hitting me. And it wasn't, even though I was holding block, I was hoping he'd throw the heavy quicker, but obviously it didn't. So over here I'm trapped in a corner, and bang, look at that damage through the block. So yeah, didn't get hit a single time, just through the block, and I died. But it is what it is. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Catch you in the next one.